Mike, you're facing your former team. Have you guys had any conversation with each other in terms of guys on Pittsburgh, just knowing that you're facing your former players the first time?
No, we haven't discussed anything this week. Early in the season and during the off season, we had that discussion. It's going to be an exciting feeling, but I know we're going in there to win, and we got a job to do.
Thank you.
Mike, it sounds like Ben is going to play after yesterday. It sounded like maybe he's not, but that seems like it happens a lot to him. Are you surprised, A, that he is going to play? Is there a little diva in him with that stuff?
I can't really get into that. He's been doing it for a long time. He's a tough guy. We're expecting him to play, so we got to be prepared. And if he's not, we'll adjust and do our job.
Mike Tomlin said yesterday that you were actually the guy that when you were on the Steelers your job was to match up against Tyler Boyd. That was kind of your role in those games. How much have you liked playing with Tyler Boyd and being on this side? And just how much of a challenge does he pose knowing you had to match up against him for the years that you did?
Just going against him for the last couple of years, it's easy to see why he's one of, if not the best slot receiver in the game. He does a lot for the offense. He makes the quarterback's job easy. And now being on this side, being a teammate with him, I'm excited to see him go play every weekend. I know what he's capable of.
And Mike, what makes Minkah so good?
Man, he's just instinctive. He's one of those guys that's a true ball magnet back there, and he makes plays in the run game, also in the pass game. He's just a guy that is able to do a lot for them back there.
Mike, have you gotten up in front of everybody in the defensive backfield and linebacker room, defensive room, and talked about strengths and weaknesses of the Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver core you guys will be matching up with?
Yeah, for sure. A lot of guys are coming to pick my brain about certain guys and, possibly concepts and stuff like that. I told them I'm willing to give them everything they need. Like I said, it's an AFC North game. If we want to get to where we want to be, we got to take this step in the direction and our first AFC North win.
What comes to mind when you think of the Monday Night Football game, Pittsburgh Cincinnati last season?
Just like everybody else, probably the hit on Juju and just how, the team was physical from beginning to end. They sent a message to us that night. I feel like we're going to carry that into Pittsburgh and, hopefully come out with a win.
Mike, when you think about the culture of Pittsburgh, a lot of guys said when you got here, you just kind of changed the attitude of this team. What part of that Pittsburgh culture you think served you well bringing it to Cincinnati?
It just taught me a lot of winning intangibles. Being there for 4 years, I've been to the playoffs, been deep in the playoffs, and, just getting that experience and learning from guys that I played with, Pouncey, Will, Gabe, Ben, just to name a few, and them just really teaching me how to be a leader and how to just help bring a different culture to the organization. And I brought that here. Guys are buying in, and I like where we're headed.
Thank you,
Mike. Do you think you can offer up any pointers, so to speak, to Joe Burrow or Zach Taylor as they prepare for Minkah in a defense that you were a part of for a long time?
Oh yeah, for sure. And like I said, anything they need, I'm an open book. Just give them anything to help put us in a better position to win. That's the goal at the end of the day. No matter how we get it done, we're trying to walk out Pittsburgh and get a win.
Follow up on Box's question, Mike. What makes the Steelers organization different, special? Why in a league that's kind of designed for everybody to go 8-8 are the Steelers always in the thick of it?
They're just one of those organizations that's been winning for a long time. They got the right people from top to bottom, and it's been carrying over for years. And guys over there, they really embrace that Steeler logo, and it's just something. Being a part of the NFL, you just have to respect the organization like that.
Is there something to the notion that some teams can win games on occasion just because they expect to?
Oh yeah, for sure. They're one of those programs. New England's one of those. Just some of those true winning organizations have that mentality, like that they're expected to win. So we know it's going to be a dogfight on Sunday, but we're excited and guys are ready to roll.
Mike, what makes Tomlin a good coach?
He's a player coach. If you watch his interviews, you can just listen to the way he talks and the way he goes about his business and being prepared. And he's just a coach. I'm really appreciative during my football career.
obviously, Mike, you know what the attitude has been on that Steeler defense, but that Steeler offense seems to play in very similar fashion, aggressive, strong, physical. What is the key to keeping Ben under control?
Oh, we just got to give him different looks. Of course, that's hard. He over his 18 years, he's seen it all, but we definitely have to make him uncomfortable, try to make him one-dimensional, and just make plays when we have the opportunity.
Mike, they have an offensive coordinator over there that's first time he's ever coordinated an offense. They have a new offensive line coach. They've got a couple of rookies starting in the offensive line. How different does that offense look to you over the first couple of games this year as what you saw for years there when you were playing there?
They're just doing a lot more jet motion, trying to get defenses out their gaps and overrunning plays where they can obviously cut back and make the next guy miss. So they're doing a lot of different things. So we just got to be prepared for it all.
Did you ever tell Ben how you'd blitz him?
Say it again.
Did you ever tell Ben how you'd blitz him?
Nah, but I know they're going to expect that. I'm trying to keep them off balance, moving around and just trying to be deceptive when I'm coming and when I'm not, just to throw a wrench in their reads.
Do you have to kind of have to change what you do it because they know you so well? Do you have to counter punch with anything that maybe they won't expect?
I don't think so. I just got to go out and do what I do, be myself. Don't try to overthink everything. Just do what I've been doing for the last couple of years. And when the plays are coming my way, I just got to be able to make them.
Mike, you practiced against Ben for years and you weren't able to hit him. Have you thought about what sacking him would feel like?
Oh, yeah, I've definitely had that run through my mind. And hopefully I get this opportunity on Sunday and, it'll hopefully be a big play.
What's it going to be like to hear Renegade as a visitor rather than a home member of the Pittsburgh Steelers over at that stadium?
Oh, it's going to be different, but I know how electric it'll be, and especially with fans being back, I know they'll be excited. So I know I'm going to enjoy it, and it's going to be a fun one.
Mike, you've talked about the Steelers as an organization. The Bengals haven't won in Pittsburgh since 2015. Do you get a sense around the locker room of how much a win would mean beyond just winning the week? How much winning in Pittsburgh might mean this week?
Oh, yeah, it definitely means a lot. That's because it starts with the AFC North. Like I said, if we want to get into the playoff race and set ourselves up for the end of the season, we have to win these games. We have to make sure we take care of our division first. And it starts with going into Pittsburgh, which we know is obviously a tough place to play, but we'll be ready.
Can you tell that last year's win meant a lot to them? Can you tell that last year's win against Pittsburgh meant a lot to them from what you hear this week?
Guys were talking about it early this week. They just want to match that same energy they had that Monday night game. And, we're going into Pittsburgh, so it might be a little harder, but I trust these guys. I trust these coaches, and we'll be ready.
What do you think when people talk about the Bengals and talking to some of the guys on the team, everybody uses the word close and that they think this is the team, this is finally the year. You've obviously been a part of some very good teams that have made the postseason. For the Bengals, what do you think it's going to take to get the team to that next step in that they can go into a hostile environment like Pittsburgh and not just play a close game, but win and finally be the dominant team?
We just have to be confident. That's where it starts with. If you go in there, especially to a place like Pittsburgh, doubting yourself, you're probably not going to come out on top. But I feel like with the guys we have in this locker room on both sides of the ball, we're going to be a confident group. We're going to fly around, make plays, and, let the rest take care of itself.
For you individually, just how do you feel like you've been playing this season and how much is the role and what you've been asked to do, kind of what you expected when you signed with Cincinnati?
I feel like I've been playing well. Like I said, the plays will come when I have the opportunity. I've had a couple and I've made them. But like I said, it's a long season, so I know a lot of things can go north. So that's what I'm looking forward to, and I'm excited.
And Mike, you've talked about how important these divisional games are. There's obviously a lot of talking in these games. Has the new taunting rule, is that something that's been readdressed this week? I mean, you got hit with one last week. You benefited from one last week.
Oh, yeah, especially against a rivalry team. There's definitely going to be a lot of jawing and a lot of extra, but we just got to be smart about how we do it. Don't celebrate over the opponent and cause us to give them a first down or something like that. We just got to be smart and we got to keep our head level.
2 more minutes.
Mike,
best
you love
trash
the game of go ahead, whoever was. Go ahead.
Yeah. Just to follow up on that. Who was talking? I can't. Oh, that's Mike. Sorry. Who's the best trash talker on that Steelers squad?
Oh man, it's quite a few. If I say defensively, surprisingly, TJ talks a good bit, but he's one of the guys that definitely backs it up. But I will say TJ.
Mike, you smile brightly when you talk about the game of football, and it's obvious you love it. Well, does the smile get brighter when you have games like this where there's just so much connection?
Oh, absolutely. I've had these games marked since I've signed here. And, the first one is here. I'm excited about it. Being on the opposite side, I know my welcome back to the Heinz Field might be a little rough, but I'm expecting it, and I'm just going to embrace it.
Thank
How
you.
much of a factor was the Monday night game? How much of that was a factor in you signing here?
It played into it. Like I said before, just seeing how physical those guys were and knowing that they were a couple pieces away from turning the corner, and that attracted me here. And, I'm still excited to be here.
You're going to face off against their offense, obviously, on Sunday. Who's the best trash talker that you're going to end up facing?
Man, I'll probably say Claypool. He definitely likes to talk, but like I said, he's just like TJ. He makes a lot of plays for him, and he embraces his role.
Who's the best trash talker on the Bengals? Defense and offense.
Defense. I have to put myself up there, either me or Jermaine Pratt. And then on the offensive side, probably say Joe Mixon, man. He definitely likes to talk a good bit, but it's all fun and games when we are here competing.